Okay, so today I would like to. I won over croissant. Thank you, Mark. Okay, so today I would like to pass, and our host gonna be Igor. So, and he would like to continue our project. Last time we started to do something from the simple. How we doing this? How we add elements? We did this. We reviewed a little bit the adaptive and progressive way. And although we have adaptive, we still prefer progressive. But again, it's everyone's experience, and everyone have to try and touch by yourself and see how it's works. Okay, so let's get started. Time is money. Yeah, so yeah, and this is why we're here.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. I go down.
Yeah, exactly. In my plans there is no any of progressive, so I'll be working on adaptive only. And let's start with our previously created project. But if you don't have one, it's not a problem at all because everything is pretty self-contained, and you can just make a page and follow us. Okay, let me share my screen here. And I should admit few participants. Vadim, I think I need co-host here
Yeah, I'm
just
sorry.
to allow guys, just to allow guys coming. Yeah. Okay. So let's start with our previously created project. And first of all, I wish to clone this project. So the original one, well, left it untouched. I'm just cloning it. Then I'm going to edit this newly cloned project. First of all, I go into project settings and change its name to workshop day 2. And I think I should change it here too. I don't think we'll build some archive today, but anyway.
Yeah, it's not our
And
goal to build anything today. Our goal just continue. So everyone got how to build like a
I
archive.
hope so. I hope so. Okay, and I'll save everything I have here. And let me explain what we will do next. So today we'll dive deeper into design, and we create a tile, or let's say a control pad for one single light source, and explore how padding works, how border works, and everything else that makes up the box model. Actually, we call it box model in HTML. And next, we will review our data sources. Yeah. Okay. And how you can define your lists and elements using them while creating a multi-language interface. So let me show you what we have now. That's our previously created project. And let me start. So leave. So we'll be able to flip from one page to another. Okay, so we already have our video sources and our lights, and we have a dynamic caption here. That's good. And let's continue with the lights and open light page in editor. Okay. I think that first of all, we should define one tile, which will represent one light source. And for this, go back to my project layout, and I create a new page. It will be responsive, as everything I'll do today will be responsive. Because I'm not familiar with adaptive, sorry, and I don't think we have to make anything adaptive today. And I'll call this new subpage as light. Oh, I have one. Light source control. Nice. I do that before. Okay. And I hit in this add new subpage and create it. Okay. And I wish to open this new subpage in our editor. And I will start from layout of our new card. I wish my text caption of that this single light source be there at the top of our card, and my controls such as toggle button and slider will be here at the bottom. So I will define alignment of this subpage, and this alignment will be vertical. Done. Then I'm going to add one more container here. Done. And I wish to change alignment of each of these container. So both of them should be horizontal. And the second one, the same. Okay, and let's just add a few elements in our containers. So we'll figure out how the final tile looks like. At the top container, I will add a text, and I call it light source. I don't know, light source caption. Nice. And at the bottom, I'm going to add one slider. Let's call it light source dimmer. Okay, sounds good. And here I'm going to add one toggle button. Light source, power, toggle. And it's button. So far, so good. Let's check out how it looks like. Okay, I'm going to add here our newly created element. It's light source. So source. It's going to be subpage, and this subpage is a single light source control. And well, looks nice as for me. And let's make it just a little bit bigger. So kind of like that. Okay, let's continue with the design. First of all, I wish this caption to be a little bit bigger than it already is. And let's set it to 25 pixels. And I think that if we put this caption to the left side, it will look much more closer to what we wait to what we await. It should be a center and here from the start. Nice. Good. Let's check our bottom container. And I think that our slider should be much more bigger than it is. I'm going to its size and set it to 70%. And our button, I don't think we need any text here. So I'm going to add some icon. Dynamic. And now search for some light. Nice. This will work out. Okay, and in case we don't need any
Igor,
text.
I'm sorry. Can you give idea that actually what you just did? You opened a library where you can able to
Yeah.
review.
That's just okay.
Yeah,
So
because you switch to
it's
dynamic,
not
but
good.
give idea. Yeah, why? It's not
Okay,
necessary,
so
by the way.
it's absolutely not necessary. Okay, I'm switching to dynamic just to explore our library and do that in much more comfortable way than I can do. So we can search within our library and so on, so on, so on, and then I press on the icon I wish to add, and it's copied. The name of this icon is copied to my
it's copied to the buffer. So just for understanding, this library contain about more than 12,000, I believe, icons, and it's allow you so pick some icons which you would like in the future, for example, to use in the project and change them dynamically. What actually we're gonna do a little bit later, yeah. So you just get the name of these icons. That's it. So and put them to the library. I'm sorry for interrupting. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so and we'll make this icon pretty big, so it should be let's try 40, maybe 50 pixels, and then I'm going to erase my button text, and let's check out how it looks. Okay, now I think we should adjust our containers here.
Igor, can I ask you? Can we do this button instead of square, like a circle round? Can you show how can we do this? Because now I'm not
We'll
all.
go back. We'll go back to the borders.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, so and this container, let's set up its size to, let's say, I just click in size and hit manual, and I wish it to be 20%. And our controls will take all other space here. Okay, let's check the preview. Nice, but we have one trouble here. We should we should add we should adjust our alignment and our bottom container. Okay, selecting this container, and I hit this alignment, and then I distribute my elements. I think it should be between. Now let's check it out, and into preview. Great. And now it's time to work with borders. Okay. I'm going to add a little bit of design to this container where all of our console elements are placed. So I'm going to add a background. I selected my container, selected its options, and I hit this background color. Then I think that shades of gray will work just as fine. Okay. Let's check it out. So we should add a little bit padding to our container so our elements will not hit the borders as they actually do. Oh, that's it. let's add one more element of the box model. Apply one more element of box model to our container. And it should be padding. So I'm going to my container properties and going to size, and then I'm going to padding control. And this padding, I wish to set it to, let's say, 20 pixels. And check it out, much better. And let's adjust some border from there. We will adjust border radius of this container so it will look more say nice. And I'm setting border radius to 15 pixels. Well, that's good. That's for me. But I wish our main page to have some background so our elements will look much better on a colorful background. To do this, I'm going to my project settings and going to media library, and then I wish to add some AI generated image here. Okay, now we have a beautiful dining room, I think. And let me drop this image to the chat. Actually, don't see the chat from this interface. Okay, later then. Or I'll ask someone from our team to do this. Could you guys help me a little bit with this? Okay, so we're going back to a light page, and now we're going to add this image as a background to our project. I'm going to project team, global project background, custom background image. I wish to select our image here. Nice. Almost perfect. Okay, so, and let's define our containers, global containers, those header and footer, by setting up a background for them, just as we do for our control container. Yeah, I'm just selecting these footer, going to add background, and voila. And the header, absolutely the same. Okay. Now it looks more interesting from my point of view.
It just definitely looks much better than we left this last workshop. Actually, guys, just for understanding, it's the same project. So only one picture changed the game. So yeah, be smart.
Okay, and I see we have some troubles here in our footer, and I'm going to add the same padding of 25 pixel was. Let me check it out. 20 pixels. Okay. So for this container, I'm going to add in the same padding, size, and padding control pixels 40. Good. And this header, and the same. 200 pixels. And we should adjust this text too, because it's pretty small. Let's add, we are going to sizing all this text. Let's set it to 200 pixels. Maybe 30 pixels. Okay, nice. Then, in case we have here an element which is placed in the center of the container, we could adjust its padding to, let's say, 5, so it will not take so much space. And the last thing I wish to do here is to add one subpage parameter to our light source control subpage. And this parameter, I will call it light source system name, and we'll use it later. And I add the system name default value just as light source 1. It's a new parameter. Okay.
Let me add something here. So the idea to add here default value is just do not keep it empty. Otherwise, usually this element try to fit the size of the content. So if you put there nothing, so it will be hidden there. So if you have there something, it will be.
Well, let me show you. Let me show you.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to define this text via this parameter. So I'm going here and hit the light source system name, save changes, and save. And it's light source 1. But if we don't have any default value here, we'll never see our text. So I added light source 1. Okay. We're almost ready. And now I think we should touch our data sources. First of all, I'm going to save my project.
But right now, hold on. But right now you can set up manually the name through the parameters. It's not dynamic.
Yeah,
it's still
sure.
It's still static. So the idea you have for this subpage actually it's a period parameters. It's the same.
Sure.
Yes, the same. Like for example, icon name. You also can feed through the parameters.
Almost everything you can feed through the parameters. Almost everything. I don't think we don't have
Limitation.
Maybe a few limits we have, but just few. So let's set up the parameters as a top light or sailing light. And it works. Okay, so let's create a data source and then define our light sources through these data source. And first of all, we're going to our project layout.
Hold on.
Data source.
Wait, can I ask you? So actually, and give idea for everyone. So what we just done, it's a static object, but actually it's only one. But actually we can do it's dynamic, and we can set up. Okay, they might be like a 3, 5, 10, and we can feed this data, each data manually. So you would like to add,
let me show this.
Yeah, would you mind?
I'll illustrate you. Your sentence. Okay, so let's drop these our single subpage. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Okay.
I will not clone this, and I'll add a new subpage. I'll select this subpage, and I'll add it as a list. Bam, bam. Okay, so now we have a list of the pages, but with only one item. And we can adjust these numbers of item. And if we wish, we could just the size of the list 60%, and we could force children to fill the list with, and we'll have almost the same as we did before with a single page. And let's add some captions here, like 1, and here we have like 2. By the way, Mark, we have been talking in Discord about these parameters, and that's how you can set it up. Right. 3. Okay. So now we have a static subpage list, but we're going to modify it to dynamic with our data sources. And of course, we'll make it multi-language. But first of all, we're going to our project layout, data source section, and hit add data source. Okay, so first of all, let's name it as a lights. It will be local data source. So I'm going to write something like this data. Okay, and this data contains an array of objects. Each of them looks like system name, let's say 1. And then I'm going to add one array of objects, colon localization, localization. And each object within localization should contain the following fields: language, and for English, and text for actual localization 1. Okay, so we have only one light source here, but I'm going to copy this test and name it as 2 accordingly. And this one going to be 3. Okay, and let's add another language here. It will be Spanish.
Let's put French. Mark, help us.
I
Mark.
I don't speak. I don't speak French.
No, Mark can write French.
Okay. So Mark, you should help us with French. What will the 1 in French?
Un. Sorry for pronunciation.
Like this.
Okay.
Let me open the chat.
Let me guess. 2 probably Doa.
Oh,
No?
oh, I think
okay.
I think we should read it like O, maybe. Okay. So oui. And oh, it's for English. Let's just make this nice. Okay, got it. So it should be the first value. Oh, do Excel with you here. Okay.
Oh, it was
It's kind of Chinese for me. Sorry.
okay. So
So
today we have workshop where we're
yeah.
learning French also.
Okay. So we're ready. Okay.
Okay,
And
let's work
now
next
for
language we're gonna use next workshop.
okay. But now we have three entities, and each of these entities have its own localization with English and French. And let's add this data source and save it. Okay. And now I wish to add another data source which will contain our localizations.
You
I
mean
mean
available localizations, correct?
locals.
Okay.
Okay, so first name it a data, and it will be an array, and this array will be almost the same. We should have length, adjust it, and text English. Okay, and the second entity should be absolutely the same, length fr, and text should be French. Okay, we're ready. Add data source, and I'm going to add one variable, and we will store here our current locale. And should be string with English as a default value. And okay, and I'm saving my project just in case. Okay, just in case. Okay, so now I'm going to my lights, and I'm going to define this subpage list as a dynamic. Bang. I just hit dynamic button, and I select my data source, which will be lights. I'm going to select value, and it will be this array. Save. And I'm good to go. I have my three entities. Okay.
Can I ask you? So why you actually select this array? Can you give idea why?
Because we should have some enumeration to create our list. It could be an array, it could be an object, and rare occasionals. But now I select my array. So, and I'm going to define a few parameters. So just one parameter I have. I'm going to pass this system name as a parameter, light source system name. But it's not multi-language yet.
So
I'm going back
it
to
just
my
select a
lights.
system name.
Yeah, it's just a system name, but to make it multi-language, I should perform a little bit more actions. Yeah. So I'm going to my light source one. Now, first of all, I'm going to set default light source system name parameter to one of actually real system names, like one. Okay.
Yeah, because now I assume you're gonna connect the function.
No, no way.
Okay.
I'll filter it. But if I don't have a real system name here, I can't filter the data set, right? So I'm going to make this little text dynamic, just as I do for my list. Absolutely the same. So I select the same data source, lights. I select the same value, data. Bank, and I'm going to filter this data by our system name, which is passed through our subpage parameters, add filter, selecting the field, system name, save, going to be equal to parameter, and we have only one parameter, light source system name, light. And now we have our entity filtered. Then I'm going to select value to work with, and this value, it will be this localization array. There we go. And now I'm going to filter this array by our variable where we store our current locale. Add filter, select field, language, save changes, equal, variable, current locale, y. Okay, nice, save. And the final task here, we erase this parameter from our text and add some JSON. We have only one. Save. And save the project. Okay, now we have names, not system names, but actually text. And what we're going to do is to change our language. Let's start from the beginning. First of all, I wish to add a language button here. I'll clone this element and I will erase actions from there. So it will not flip back to our light page. And then I wish to create these. Oh, I just invented one approach. Let me show you. We're going back to our project. We're going back to data sources and we're going to edit our locales. Yeah. And we add just to avoid the function, we're going to add offsite language right into our data source. Let's say lang to change, let's say. And here we're going to add our French. Run here. Okay. And then we'll add absolutely the same, but for English. And now we create a beautifully arranged filtering for our language changing button. Okay, I'm going to save this data source. I'm going back to light and I'm going to work with this button. First of all, I make it dynamic. I should rename it first. One. Okay. And I'm going to make it dynamic, but now I will select our locale dataset. And I'm going to select the value, it will be data. And I add the filter. And this filter will be absolutely the same by language. I'm going to use our variable, which should be current locale. Apply. Nice. Save. And now, button text. I'm going to get this button. Where is our button text? Okay. I'm going to get this button text from our object. Text. Save. Here we're done. Here we have, I'll remove the icon first because it looks pretty strange here. Okay. So, back. And I think we should adjust the size of our button and add maybe some design. Let's just set the text and height. I think 200 by 200 should works. A little bit bigger than I thought. Maybe these will work out. I should define the size for each for each button. Okay, that's okay. Do I have here? Okay, I'll go back to this global container later. Now just in the size of the button. So all of them will look the same. Okay. And I think it's too much. It's too much. And height could be 50. Our eye can go wild, as I could see. So 90 should work. Okay. And now I'm going to add an action to this button, which will change our language. And for this, I'm going here. I'm selecting first. I select this button. I'm going to its actions and add button action, and we'll name it like change the language. And I'm going to select here set variable, and this variable should be current local and a value. That's why we add this length to change in our data sources. Save and create. Save the project and let's check it out. Oh, it works.
It is really smart. It is really smart. And it's a really cool idea, but we also have to understand it's gonna work only for 2 languages. Yeah.
For now, yeah, only for 2 languages, because it's kind of like one language and offsite language. Yeah, it will work only for 2 languages. But if we're going to add more languages, like 5, we should add more filtering, and it will be a little bit heavy on function. I don't think the functions is the topic of our current discussion. Okay. But we can think about how to make it works, by the way. Now, let's deal with these lights. And we should make the same solution for lights. So we should go to our project and add another data set. Let's name the dataset localization. Oh, I have a better idea. I just clone these locals. and name it localization. And maybe I should work a little bit more. Mm-hmm. First, I have to add an object for there's just one object we have here. So it should be an array called localization. All the data source we'll send them to you guys after this workshop. Mm-hmm. Nice. And I think we should add here system name. Basically, don't need a system name here, but okay. Light. And English, and it should be lights. Light. And for French, what should we have for French? Mark, could you please help us with the French?
Luminous.
Oh my.
Lumiere. No, you have to copy paste.
Lumiere. Okay, nice. I just copy and paste here. Okay, so now we have these lights, and what the pages we have? Lights and video maybe. Yeah, let's add video here.
Yeah, we have a home page. We have video, lights. We're gonna add climate, something else. Next, yeah, so we can extend.
Yeah, for sure. And let's add a video, for example. And system name should be video. And for English, I'm pretty sure it should be video. And for French, and another, aha, nice. Oh, it's pretty the same. Video, okay. And now we're going to save this data source and going back to light page. And we should make this little text dynamic. I will select localization, sorry. And I will select value, our data array, and I add filter to this array. I select field system name as my comparison, and it should be equal. And now I use just the value lights. And I'm going to apply this. Now I will select our localization out of localization. Okay. And then I'm going to filter it by our variable. Oh, it's going to default because we should add JSON value here. Lights. I'm going to save this. Okay, let's check it out. And you know what? I think we should we should adjust a little our data source with our current locales, because when I see English and press English, I have French. So we should change English for French. Here in locales. Just going back and I think it's much better. Okay, so now when I push English, I got English. And let's set what we should add. The same for video. Right? Oh, it's still lights. It's still lights. Why it's still lights? Because we have our
Because
variable.
maybe we didn't set up a variable.
You're right. You're right. We have a variable. We have a variable. And this variable we should find first in our system action. First, I'm going to rename this action as set current page. Okay, set current page, and this page should be lights. Okay, save, and we're going to our video page, and enter this page action and rename it as set current page, and it should be video. Okay, nice. Save. And then I should adjust my filtering. I'm going back to the system name and add filter by our variable. So equal variable current page apply. Something good. Well, I think that there is no default value for this variable. Let me check it out. Yeah, I'm right. So let's add this default. So be able to filter it. And now drop these.
Igor, if you don't mind, can you a little bit dive a little bit deeper about the filters? Yeah, because maybe not everyone following and this idea how it actually works. Yeah, can you give me a little bit more idea? Especially a point when what happened when you just select the first array. So just make a note, like we right now we have two items, and after we select the filter, it's actually filtering by the data we have inside the variable, like this.
Yeah, sure.
Give idea, please.
Well, now we have two items here, but we should filter these items by a field within this item. So we are going to filter through system name, and system name. I'm going to add filter and select field, and I see here all the fields I have within my objects, and I choose system name, and then going to select condition. It could be equal, non-equal, contains, non-contains, and so on. I'll select equal, and I could compare this field with exact value, with state, which will be explaining later, maybe on some of our next workshop. And I could compare it with variable or page parameter, sub-page parameter. But now I'm going to compare it with current page variable and hit apply. And I got just one filter where system name is equal to our to the current value of the current page variable. And then I'm going to select a JSON, which will be a source for our text. And this should be localization, and I'm going to practice the same. I'm going to practice the same actions here, like select field, should be length, and equal to variable, and this variable now we're gonna use current locale. Like Artyom, I see your question in our chat. It depends on the function. So if you just compare to values, I think you could make a function which will be much faster than default filters. Because default filters, it should go through all the possible options. But function, you're free to set it as you wish to. Okay. And now I'm going to set my text content out of my filter JSON. And it's should be light. Okay, save. And save project. And now why it not work? Something gone wrong. Something gone wrong. And when I let me check out our development tools and see, do we set the value of the function as we wish to? That's pretty strange.
Can you give us an idea what you're looking for in the console?
Yeah, I'm looking for setting of this selected variable, but I don't see any, and that's strange. Okay, maybe we have some curious behavior with this container. Let me try to add this action here and check. And check, will it help us or not? And these variables should be a bit, okay. And let's check it out. Yeah, now it works. Good. But maybe guys, we could remove this variable and it will work just as fine. Maybe this version was obsolete. Now it works without it on our buttons. So just a little misunderstanding with our leaf preview. Okay. Too much data sources for the.
Can you give us an idea what happened? What happened? Why we get lost?
Yeah, sure. I think that when we add a data source to those text, captions, and light and video, those data sources was detached from this text in our leaf mode. I think it could be this way, but I'm not sure. I should check it later. Now it works as just as planned. And oh, did you mention? Oh, nice. So what should we do next? Let's add just another list in our live page, and this list should be a list with presets. I'm going to start from the data sources, and I just clone my lights data source. Because we don't have any joins and any real data within these data sources, we could use lights data sources as a source for our presets. Okay. And let's create a subpage, which should be a representation of one entity of our presets. Should be preset. I'll use responsive, if you don't mind. Okay. And this page, this subpage will looks like just like our light source. I think pretty close to it, but presets, preset system name one, or it was one. I'm not sure. And add new parameter. And I'm going to make all the same I do for one light source control subpage. Just I don't need two containers here, so I just add button. And this button I will adjust its background to be the same as for our light source control. There we go. Just the same. And I will set the text size to 20 pixels. And I think I should set the width and height of this button to 100%, so it should take all the space in our subpage. Looks good. And one last thing before we go, I make this button dynamic. I select presets and do all the same I did for the light control source caption. I'll select data. I add filter by system name, which should be equal to parameter, and this parameter preset system name apply. I have one. I select value to work with. This should be localization, and I filter this localization with our current language variable and current locale. Oh, sorry, not language. Okay. And save it. And button text is going to be the text out of this filtered JSON. Save. And here, save. Okay. So save project. And now we're going to add these subpage list to our lights. Just as we did for, but I'll check an alignment. Aha. So we should change an alignment so they'll be side by side. Yeah, not at the top and the bottom. Okay, I'm going to select this preset subpage as list. Let's name it presets. Add. Nice. And then I wish to make this preset list dynamic. I'm going to select presets as my source for data. I'm going to select data array. Nice. Save. We have 3 of them right here. And let's pass the parameters. And let's adjust the size. 60. So this size should be, let's say, 40, 30. Yeah, looks nice. And what do we have here? Height. Okay, I'll adjust height of both of those lists to 70%. And I'm going into list container properties and force children fill its height. And absolutely the same for the subpage list, but with one difference. I'll show you. Here we go. 20 first width and first height. Oh, it's button. Nice. It works. It works out from the box. Okay, and now just a little adjustment of alignment of this container. I wish item element distribution to be between. So now we have here our individual controls, and now we have here our presets, and I'm going to make one thing here. I'm going to change the alignment of this global container. Should be between, and we have gap. We have here plus 20 pixels, so we should add to our central container the same gap, so it will looks much more beautiful than it was. I'll add just right and left padding. I don't need it at top and the bottom. 20 pixels. 20 pixels. And as you can see, it's absolutely the same here and there. Okay. So I think we're finished with the lights, and maybe we're going to change something here. Jim, what do you think about this? You wish me to update your your page here, so it will be kind of like the same as our lights. Let me do this. Okay, and first of all, let me edit. I'm just going to video and select the subpage list. It's static. Let's make it dynamic. Why not? Let's make this list dynamic. To do this, we clone our presets, but now we should change something because I think that Amazon Fire Stick have the same name in French as in English. Okay, so PC And here we have what Amazon. Oh, thank you, Mark. Button de feu. Oh my. Okay, I'll use it as a wish. And the third one was, I think the third one was Mac. Okay. And let's rename it accordingly. So PC, and here we have another one. And then we have Amazon, should be Amazon in English. Fire Stick. Fire Stick. Okay, and Mac should be the same. Nice. And we will add one more detail here. So we'll be able to make our tile for video source just as customizable as it can be. Okay. I'm going to edit this page. Oh. Okay, we have a button and we have a text here. Don't think we need a text. We need just a button. And this button will have the same properties as these. So let's just know what we can do. We can select this button. We can hit Command C, element copy to clipboard. I'm going to delete these and add these. Now we're ready to go. And it has everything, dynamic properties we already set up, but we need to set up from the source. But first of all, we should add here, don't need source ID, confirm. Let's work with this. It's a string, and string, we can work with this. So we should add here icon, and it should be dynamic icon. And this dynamic icon will get this icon from the subpage parameter. Oh no, from data sources. Why not? We'll get this subpage from the data sources. So we should add default value here, Mac. What's wrong with this? I don't like it. Okay, I'll add my own parameters. Okay, so video, let's source system name, source system name should be string, and default value should be Mac add. Nice. And another parameter. Oh, we don't need another parameter, just a source. And first of all, let's filter our video sources by passive parameter. Just the same as we did for light source control and so on. Absolutely the same procedure. Apply. Nice. Then we should select value and video source object localization, save, and add filter language should be equal to variable current locale, like save, confirm. Mac. Nice. Now let's add another subpage parameter, and we name it as source source icon should be the string and new. Okay, and now we should select something which will associate with our Mac. Oh, nice. And put it as a default value here, an icon, dynamic. And now we'll use dynamic icon, real dynamic icon. Okay, now we have Mac here. And just to make it as it was before, I will adjust icon position to the top, and I make this icon size to 50 or maybe 80 pixels. And I think I need to add more gap between icon and the text. Okay, I'm going here and searching for gap options of this button. Normal, something, no, and I position sizing, inner content gap, 60 maybe, too much, 40, maybe 30. Okay, and I think that this caption should be much more bigger than 20. Maybe 30 will work out. Nice. Okay, save project. And let's check out how video works. Pretty nice, but with the same icons. And now let's add H. Let's add icon to each of our entries here. Mac. Okay, close. Going back to our data sources. And in video sources, we'll add a new field named icon. Back. Amazon and PC and Mac. Nice. Let's search for some other icon. PC, for example. Okay. Mac was nice. Let's select these as a source as a source icon for our PC. Okay. And another one for Amazon. Select these one. And I think that it's all. We just need to provide a dynamic data set for our video sources. Now we have 3 of them. Save. And source system name should be system name. Aha. And source icon obviously should be like, okay. And I think I should adjust the list container like we do these in lights. What will the height? 7. No. So it can be kind of like this. 90. Ah, looks good. You'll never miss this button. It's so big. Okay. So what we should do next? Lights, video, it works. Oh, nice. We have like our localization here, but we have pretty strange, a pretty strange main page if you ask me. So let's adjust our main page to be more cozy, let's say. I will remove all of those page lists. Oh, yeah. I just need to remove the delete and delete. And I will add page action on load variable main page. Okay, we should add main page to our localization data source. So we'll be able to provide the right caption for the page. I'm going to copy this. It was main page. Hope so. Okay. Save. And now we should. Oh, yeah. Page principal. Yeah, sure. Okay. So where is our localization? Okay, yeah. Page principal. Save. And what we have now? Let's go here and still nothing, but just misspelling maybe. I don't think we have any troubles here. Page properties, page action, and check this page action. Yeah, it equalized, and our data source is not. So I'm going to back to this localization and set it right as it was in our action. And what we have now? Oh, let me update these. Let me update this live preview. Okay. Now we have main page here. And just to add something interesting onto our main page, let's add here a giant clock. What do you think? It should be a widget with clock. Oh, nice, nice. I like the weather box. Yeah, sure. Why not? Let's add both of them, my giant clock and your weather widget. Why not? So let's adjust this layout first. And I wish to have two different containers, so I'll be able to fit my needs. And I'll add HTML block here. And you can see these HTML code in chat, by the way. And it should be HTML block, and the size should be 1 100% by 100%. Hope it will work out. And I hit the content and paste these into, whoa. So something nice, it works. So now we have both the giant clock and the giant weather. So what do you think, guys? What we should do the next? It's strange because we can't exactly change anything here, but okay.
Maybe makes sense to add background for the clock, do some alignment for weather. Again,
No, we can do some alignment for weather because weather just provided for us by someone forecast7.com. But we can do some interesting with our clock if you wish to. Let's create a subpage named clock and add a touch of design into this subpage. Go to the subpages and create new subpage. It will be responsive and we will name it clock. Okay.
can you give
I'm
us
going
idea
to
why?
open this. Why not? It will be more interesting because I wish to create a page, a sub page with clock, and I will add some interesting background to this clock. So it will be much more interesting than it now. Okay. So let me add clock widget here. Add container to this sub page and change alignment to vertical and set this clock to 400 by 400 pixels. On here, I wish to add date time. And size of this date time. I wish I can reflect it. Oh, no, nice, it works. Great, never seen before, by the way. Okay, and sizing, like a day, and aha, I think here, am I right? Then 100 by 300. Not work out. Gap, time zone, time, maybe can adjust. Nah, I can't. I do have an aha font size. Yeah, nice. So I could place 40 here, or maybe even 60. And I wish this container to be with the following elemental line, like from, okay, then center is okay, and enter and start. Okay, now I'm going back to my main page and drop this clock and add here our subpage and freshly created clock subpage. Single. There is my reflection. I have the aha. I think I just going too big with my time. And now I don't have any. And I think I can adjust. Oh, or I can't. Can I adjust the gap between reflection and Alex? Could you please? I need help. Can I adjust the gap between reflection and my content in a time widget? But now we have what we have. So any idea we add here to our interface? All should be working from now without any dynamic, but dynamic, it's kind of like a different thing here.
I'm sorry, use reflection offset for that purpose.
Reflection offset. Let me check it out. Okay. Should be in design, I think. Flagged, enabled. Offset. It's set to 0, so I could just make it bigger than I have. Okay.
Maybe reducing height is help you.
Maybe. Okay, guys. So I think we're ready with our interface for today, and maybe have some question. Hopefully.
I assume everyone will have a question. How we can add a drawing, how we can add an action, since we will make this dynamic. So in this case, it makes sense to add to data source the drawing numbers. Yeah, and assign the drawing numbers to this item. Yeah, let's do this.
Just a little definition here. You can assign manual values to your dynamic data subpage list. I mean, you can't assign any parameter from data source and another parameter from manual input. All of these parameters should be from data source. Okay, so
in another hand, you mean since we select a dynamic, we should keep going and use it as dynamic, correct?
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
There are some tricks you could use, but mostly a main flow, or everything should be dynamic or everything should be static. Okay. Let's start from the video. I go into data sources and video sources. Video sources, it should be plural. Okay. And we'll add, let's say, a few joins here. Let's name it control join. Control joins, which could be an object. And let's set this. I think we should use.
I don't think we need an object, Igor. It's not necessary to use an object.
It's not necessary, but we usually have plenty of control joins. So okay, for simplifying the things, let's add just one. Let's add just one. Okay, and we call it power because we need power here. 100, and I just copy and paste this field into each of our entries. Okay, 200 and 300 here. And hit the save button. Then I go into my subsource page and add a subpage parameter. It's my subpage which represent one of these sources. And I add another subpage parameter. Great. And I'll pass it like a string, and that should be source power control join. I tend to these long names. Okay. And default value, let's say 100. Add. And since I have this parameter, I could assign it to the action. Let's say it should be push digital because it's usually digital for power, and toggle power. And we should use dynamic value here from subpage and source power control join. Save. That's all, folks. So if we go back to our video and provides all the control joint we have to our pages, we'll have all those. I think we could see it right from the editor. If I click preview and open console here, and if I tap, yeah, I saw my digital has been pushed. Okay, Mark,
let's also mention it might be a little bit a different approach. For example, you can select the same join number, but send just a different value. So in this case, Igor just show like a digital. But for example, you have analog signal and just send or pick like analog the data and then select a source. Or maybe you use NVX and you would like to send a serial with the stream.
You're absolutely right. But let me cover the question Mark asked. Okay, let's do the following. We're going back to our source page, and I wish to add an action. And let's say it's source selection. Source select. I will use my analog join, and let's say it's a how do you call this?
Join, just the join number.
No, not just a join. But okay, like I have some join number. Let's say 80, and value. I go and take this value from our parameters and create. And now I'm going to preview. Here I will see analog 80 with value 200, or analog 80 with value 100, and so on. So my join number is static, but my value, they are dynamic.
Yes, this is what actually we are looking for. Yes, so this is the most common case when we use one analog join number and this. So guys, for understanding, most of the project we're doing with AVstudio so far, so we do not use so many join numbers. So we usually use like a few of them and just send the different data. Yeah.
Yeah, you call it cross points, right?
Cross points, yes, correct. Exactly.
Okay. So what next?
Hold on, let me open this little bit topic as well. So another maybe approach you can use, and we did in one project. So we used kind of our own protocol. We decided for ourselves what we did. So we just sent a string where it was a command like a TV power on. And over the comma, we put all cross point numbers which we would like to power on, and the same with the power off. So just think about this. So you can create like one big module and just parse the string and execute all necessary commands. Yeah.
And by the way, the same with the sliders. For example, we use this cross-point system with the sliders every time we use it. So just for example, let's add something into our lights. Say it's control join, and it should be not control join, but it should be ID, control ID, if we use cross points here. And control ID, let's say 1. And I'll copy and paste this control ID across all the entries.
Again, it's not everyone use the cross points, but again, instead of control ID, you can use just a join number and send use the different values to the different joins. So
yeah, sure.
It depends on your approach, what you have inside. Because when we use the analog, so analog is always present on the touch panel. So in this case, I would say it's not necessary to use cross points. And cross points in our project, what we do, we use only with discrete commands like power on, off, and toggle. So because again, you have 600 loads, for example, and in this case, you already have a 600 analog joins. But if you add like for power on as a separate discrete command, it's another hundreds. For off the same, for toggle the same. So actually, you increase like 1,000. So it's not really cool. Okay, I'm sorry.
So and let me show you how slider works with those dynamic join numbers. So we'll add one parameter here, which we let's say cross point join. Cross point ID should be ID. Okay, string add. And now, if we have our slider, we could add a few actions here. First, set cross point. Before change, we should push analog. Let's say this analog should be 100 with custom value, and this custom value should be our subpage parameter, which representing cross point ID. Save. Set cross point, and then add push value. On change, push analog into the signal name, let's say any signal name 900, and on change value. Great. So now we're setting our cross points, and then after change, I think after the slider change its value, it will push the value to the processor. Okay, save and going back to live page and add this parameter from our data source, and it will be control ID, save, and save project. And here, I think we could use our built-in console. Now, if I go into, I have my analog pushed, and then I have that's my cross point, and that's my actual value. And same for these cross point and value, and so on. Cross point and value. That's how it works. Any other question?
Nice. In my opinion, a really good and simple example for understanding. And we have 10 minutes left. And guys, if you don't mind, let's walk through your questions, because what I understood, you have some questions. Let's talk about this. No questions.
Nice.
Oh, by the way, it's a good point. Yeah, can you show when we change, the size of screen? The reason why actually responsive preferred to adaptive. And adaptive, from our view, it's gonna work with the map. For example, you have the same three lights and you have a room and you would like to create a map where you put this lot and just pick this lot and it will pop up and can modify, change, and interact. I'm not sure we're ready with the map to do something like this, but we can show some few maybe features. Yeah.
Let's.
Oh, Igor, let's show some tricks about the project variables, how we can use, for example, set up the element size. Yeah, because every way you set up them at the same size, or like for example, you can use the variables to change background color or something else, and it will be from project to project. So actually, once you create your own template, and when you go to another project, most of the time, functionality is the same. You just change the appearance of them, and this is what we're looking for. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, Mark asking, how about the hold, like a volume up, down, and interactor? Mark, pretty easy.
Yeah,
So yeah, go ahead. Yeah, can you show us? Yeah.
let me add some button here. We don't have here volume control, but I'll add one. Let's say here on a. We don't have any yet. So I'll delete these date time and add two elements, two buttons. Let's say volume up, volume up, volume down, I think. Volume down. Okay. And volume, let me add action first. And here we have set down the volume. And I have here hope. And I think
Hold on, Igor. No.
Oh.
Wait, hold on. We don't need a hold here. For the volume control, we just need a tap. We need a tap. But here you see, so we can select like momentarily or true, for example. No, momentarily. In our case, it's momentarily. True, it will work for the switch, yeah.
Okay, so create an action.
Actually,
and
one
now...
button more than enough for this example, yeah. But yeah.
Okay, but and here should be center and center. Okay, and here we have volume up.
Yeah, the background is a little bit bright.
Now what we can do with this? Okay, so 90, and we go here. I think we'll
You actually you press it's execute true. Hold on, can you press and hold?
Let me clear console the first, and then I are going to press and hold this volume down. Okay, so it push digital through, and when I release the button, it will push false. Yeah, now I have false. That's how it works. Oh, sorry.
Okay, any other questions? Yeah, so again, as you notice, so for each element, you can attach as many actions as you want. So, and it's really cool. So because you can do an volume control at the same time, you can switch to the correct cross point. For example, if I do like this, I would probably prefer to send control join first, yeah, and then send discrete command. So it's allow us to save resources of the control system, use less controls, joins, and attract. Yeah.
And
Okay.
we use this ability every day in our project. So could be up to 5, 6, 7 actions per one button tap.
Igor, we promised to show, for example, how to set up one variable and use it for the. Let's use
Yeah,
for text
sure.
size. Let's for these two
Let's
buttons.
go here.
Let's for these two
I'm
buttons actually create
okay.
like a text size, yeah, and we just assign them.
Yeah, we have project theme, text color, themes, primary color, and border radius. It's not well looking for, I think, but we can create these manually. Go to variables and create new variable, which should be number, and let's text. Let's say caption size or just text, normal text, normal text. And default value should be 16, I think. Okay.
We use something a little bit bigger than 16, but again, go ahead, yeah. No, go
Okay,
ahead. We will change this.
Okay, now going back to our main page, and here we could use this sizing and text size. We just inherited from our variable normal text, save, and much more. Then we use, okay, and here I have absolutely the same. Okay, so it's just, it works like a dynamic in our any other element. And if we go here and adjust this variable to, let's say, 20 or less, 26. Okay. And go here, and we see that our buttons now pretty big. Like how it works. And if you use this system, you can define all of your numerical parameters here. In that design, there's some way to set button size and location in relation to another button. I think you can do this, but yeah.
Igor, let's show one more thing we didn't mention. It's button modes. Could we?
Button modes is okay.
Yeah. So guys, again, this the same button, but it could have a different appearance, depends on the selected mode. And this mode, yeah, so you can select or by value or by received join and instructor. So yeah, you can manipulate. Yeah, go ahead and show. Yeah, because we have to.
But I think that it's covered already. But okay.
Okay.
In your active, let's say active. Separate actions for this volume app. And active, I'm going to make, let's say, design and text color. I wish to set it to the red. Okay, so if I change this mode to active by any dynamic value I wish to, this mode will change to active or default, depends on which value I pass here. Let's say passed 1. And it changed to active, or I pass 0 and it's default. How it works. Yeah, we could. Could we use a join from control system here? I don't think so. Not right now. We could use a variable So it should be a slightly different flow. Let's say I could create a variable, and name it button mode. Let's say it's number, and I can attach here a signal. And I'm going, okay. And then I could attach this variable to the button node. And then if you send one into signal, into join 900, it will change the mode of the button. That's how it works. Yes, yep, sure. You could adjust anything in modes. I mean, if I add another mode, separate actions, say donger, okay, and I can do whatever I want to do. I can adjust button design, or I can transform the text and any option for this button. I could change everything. Anything else?
Mark is asking about the adaptive page and how we can put elements, connect them, and change size and interact. So yes, we actually can do this. So when you select the element, you can select what side of this page or subpage you would like to be connected. Well, I would say it makes sense to cover this topic in 2 weeks. Guys, Igor, thank you so much.
Okay.
It was nice presentation. I would wish if you show us what actually final result we got in your project. So we had an ugly project, so nothing special, yeah. And now we have more pretty content. We can select any languages. We can select the source. When we select the source, we send exact join number, send command, presets, lights, and instructor. So I would wish if you have some question and you would like us to cover next workshop in 2 weeks, it's gonna be, I don't remember the numbers, what date it's gonna be. I assume it will be November 15, yeah? Send us question and we will cover this. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, Mark asking copy. Okay, Mark, we will think about this. Yeah, because it was a question today in the morning. Actually, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I stopped trying to
personally,
follow along because I was missing too much stuff. So
no problem, no problem. So yes, everyone who would like to get this copy, just text us and we will do personally for you easily. Yeah, because we would wish, you know, just to spread it, but again, we didn't think about this before. How long to pause the recording? Okay, so recording we will post next couple days. Only because I returning from my business trip. Yeah, so once I get rest and we will post this. Again, don't forget to sign up for next webinar, next workshop. Bring your questions, and we're looking forward to see you next time. Okay.
thanks, guys.
Thank you so
Have a
much.
good weekend.
Yeah. Thank you. Have a good weekend. Yeah. Bye bye.
Bye bye.